And we have a new dawning. A new king has arisen to the throne. But actually, it's not. It's the same king. He just won it again. The first ever double winner of the big quiz. And the first 5-time champion of the big quiz. And he's very modest about it as well. It is myself. It is Davey, and I am your host with the most for In PS We Trust, episode 112. And joined with me is my loyal stooge, Spencer. Stooge, yeah. Would you not say that for a king? You're not going to be my loyal peasant, are you? Or my loyal knight, I guess, if I was being really nice.
I don't know. Stooge sounds like I'm a bit of poo, mate. What is a stooge?
Stooge, I always think of like a stooge being, like, it's kind of like a servant, I think, is a stooge. But I think they're a little bit more higher class than a simple servant.
To be fair, great use of the word stooge, mate. A subordinate used by another to do unpleasant routine work.
There you go. Stooge.
Not bad.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what you are, my friend. And I'm very grateful for your service and continued diligence.
That's crazy, mate. You get beaten down, throw up on camera, big joke, and not an ounce of humility enters your body, bro.
Not at all, mate. Not at all. If I'd been the only one sick that night, and that subsequent day, I think then I definitely would be a little bit more, sheepish about this.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had to scrape Dayman Joe's sick off my patio and Phil's sick all off from my sink in my bathroom, well, he wasn't even sick in the toilet, or he might have been, and then went over to the sink and was sick again. I'm not sure.
They're in different rooms?
Yeah, they were sick around the toilet and also everywhere on the sink. The sink was a fucking... It was a murder zone, bro. It was just horrible. It was just red from the Jaeger.
Jesus.
So I know it wasn't yours.
Yeah, none of it was me. I was off playing golf, mate. I was happy days.
Mate, you're a fucking seasoned professional, you are.
No, I'm a bitch, mate. I'll do my own shots. Thank you very much.
Well, we took some valuable lessons from it, mind. I mean, like, next time going in, we're not going to pre-game on, 3 to 6 pints. And we're also going to make sure that we have single shot classes as well as the doubles. I think that's the big learning from this one. So we'll do that. And we just won't mention the Jaeger so that Phil doesn't bring it. Because he's only bringing it because we keep reminding him not
a chance, bro. This is the only time he gets any of it gone. 100% he's going to keep bringing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take those for you. Because it turns out sours is my weakness. That's what...
I don't think that's what did it, mate. I think it was the rapid succession of shots. You had so many shots in such a short amount of time.
It was fucking savage, mate. It was savage. Audience, if you haven't seen the Big Quiz 11, I don't know if I recommend it or not. I think it's not a great listen, not gonna lie. But if you can, there's some funny moments in it. So keep it going. First quiz, my own, not toot my own horn here, turned out really well.
Yeah, it was great. I loved your quiz.
I'm glad. I really enjoyed that. But audience, enough about the past. This next 10 episodes, or however long I am your king for, because it may be that we do the next one at 120, you never know, is going to be a fun old ride. And what have we got in store for you for the first one? Well, much of the same, to be honest. There's no point in shaking up when you've got exactly the same ruler who was here before. So we're going to have a different game at a quick news, obviously, with... the King's Rule coming into force. But that is it. The rest of it's going to be a normal run of the show. And what do we bring to you, audience? Well, we're going to kick it off with a question, which today's question is actually from the audience themselves. We're then going to move it into what we've been playing, saddle over into the quick news, and we're going to end on a topic today, which is all about Marathon. We've had loads of Marathon details. The Marathon gameplay trailer's gone up, kind of everything about it. So we're going to deep dive into that bad boy. But first... let's bring it on to the audience question. There once was a show some time ago that asked 4 questions every fortnight or so. It became so rare they weren't prepared to have a versatile rhyme. Oh God, I'm scrambling now to get a word that rhymes, so how can I wrap this up? I'll take this mail and go. Maloon has written in, Spence. And he asks, basic bitch question, but we are approaching the gaming showcase season. Summer Game Fest, Nintendo Directs, Xbox showcases, and PS State of Play. What games do we still need dates for? games you want to see more of or haven't heard from in a while. Spence, over to you.
I got one answer and one answer alone, mate. Pragmata.
I got two.
Come on.
Yeah,
Go on.
yeah, fair. I got two for you. Whole Night Silksong and Judas.
Class.
Cheers, Maloon.
This time on NPS We Trust, what have the boys been playing?
So, Spence, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since the last podcast episode, and I'm desperate to know what you've been playing. What have you been up to, my dude?
Well, me, I've not been fucking playing much at all, my friend. All I've been doing is a bit of Balatro, which I won't talk about much. I'm on Gold Stake with the checkered deck, which means you get half hearts, half spades. So it's flush C. But I'm mostly just playing PGA 2K23 because I'm in my golf era. But I usually wouldn't even talk about it. The only reason I'm talking about it is because I'm one level away from getting the platinum.
Ooh, close.
Hell yeah. It's an easy fucking platinum, mate. It's really easy. It's just like 20 hours, which is a bit annoying. And you've got to grind to level 25 to get a level 7 skill, which I think is so lame in a golf game. But I'm almost there. I'm one level away.
So does that mean with 11-7 skill, are you able to like chip it out of the rough?
It's like, so there's parameters for it. So it will, one of the skills you can get on your driver, which lets you hit it further, gives you more carry distance. But in order to activate it, you need to land on the fairway in regulation like twice. And then that skill's activated for your next shot. And some of them have weird activations that aren't worth even doing. Some of them just activate just from playing well. Like if you play as Tiger Woods and you just get a good game, you'll get a trophy for playing as Tiger Woods and a second trophy for activating 5 skills at once, which I didn't even know I did.
Oh.
I was buzzing. Yeah, some of those trophies just pop.
Oh.
And the hardest one is to get a hole in one. Fucking custom maps for it, mate. It's great.
Nice. So what, you just start right next to it and just put it in?
It's like the one I used was you chip it onto like a massive decline. And on the decline is just a wall, 2 diagonal walls leading towards a little hole. And there's just no way you miss.
Oh, class.
Yeah, it was great.
Can't go wrong with that. I mean, don't we have, as part of the game catalog, maybe actually it might be spoilers for later, we got another PGA game coming in, don't we?
PGA Road to the Masters. I haven't tried it. I've got it downloaded. My friend Dan's tried it, and he said it feels like a mobile game.
Oh, really? A proper downgrade from 23.
Yeah, so I'm not that keen for it. And I'm honestly, I've filled my boots with golf games, mate. As soon as I get this platinum, they're both getting uninstalled.
Yeah.
I'm so done. I'm at the point now where I'm on the hardest difficulty because that's how you get the most XP, and just mindlessly flicking the stick and hoping for the best. Because even if you do shit, you get more XP than if you're on an easier difficulty and you win.
Have you tried going back online again since? Because you were talking before, like a while ago when you last brought this up, that you got smoked online. Have you, now that you're a little bit more seasoned, you know, you're getting there towards the play, has that been something that you've started to partake in again?
I've done 2 more ranked games. This fucking ranked and shit, man. I'm in fucking bronze. It's weird. I've done 2 more ranked games, and I won one of them.
Right.
And the other one, I won, but only because the fella disconnected. He was taking fucking forever to do his shots. And then on like the 3rd hole, he just leaves. I was like, fucking waste my time.
Hey, win's a win, man. Take that dub.
Win's a win, but I was fuming.
I bet.
It's like getting a win in shit connection on Street Fighter 6. It's like you
terrible.
don't feel good about it.
No. Awful. Oh, man. Well, I'm totally out of golf analogies as well, by the way. After I said my rough, I potentially could have chucked something about the bunker, but I think the bunker and the rough are the same thing. I'm not sure.
They're not, mate.
They're not, are they?
The rough is the grass that's longer outside the fairway, which gives you a worse lie. So if your ball's going to go 120 yards on the fairway, chances are it'll actually go like 190 on the rough.
Oh, wow.
It's harder unless you hit it flush, which is hard. The bunker is the big bit of sand that you can get trapped in, and you have to chip it out depending on your distance. There's greenside bunkers, which you want a good lob wedge and you want to flop it out, and it's really hard. Mate, golf's sick, man.
I'm going to have to come one day. I'm going to have to come one day and see. Maybe I'll be a natural. You never know. And it's one of those games. I doubt it. I doubt it, bro.
I doubt it, man. It's hard, bro.
No, I doubt it. I mean, it's one of those things that nobody gets good at it until they're about 82, are they? So,
unfortunately, you're so right.
That's the average age of a golfer, I swear to God. It's about there. They're like death's bed and they're finally getting good, you know?
It's not anymore, though, man. It's changed now. There's so many freaking... When I'm going golfing, it's all 17-year-olds to 25-year-olds I'm
Really?
seeing. Yeah, there's a few older blokes, but majority is people my age.
Wild. Golf.
Loads of people are getting into golf at the minute. Everyone is.
That's wild, isn't it? Because I know the darts craze has been popping off, hasn't it? Ever since that young lad started doing well. Can't remember his name. I don't watch darts. But ever since that, I noticed that a lot of people were like proper talking about darts, and there seemed to be like shared everywhere and people talking about it. And so I would expect that golf would need a similar kind of thing where there's someone pops up and they're like, oh my God, you know, it like proper grabs the young'uns. But hey, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of golf stuff on Facebook though, and I guess just from you talking about it, but because I've got no active interest in golf, I don't understand a fucking thing, as you can obviously tell. It might have been quite hard to pick that up from the way I was really conveying the golf points across, but yeah, audience, just all for show. I don't have a fucking clue. And so, anything else, Spencer, you've been playing?
A bit of Silent Hill 2, but not really. So I won't comment on it. I'm not gonna sleep tonight, so I'm hoping to just play shitloads of Silent Hill 2 tonight in the dark under my blanket and get a bit spooky.
Nice.
Who knows?
Nice.
Chances are I won't. I might just watch Severance instead.
Hey, either one's a good option, isn't it? To be fair. Well, for myself, I got two things to talk about. The first, I'm not going to talk about for too long, and that is Street Fighter 6. So I've been on the grind for quite a while now, for the last couple of months. I've been really putting hours into Street Fighter. I think before I started this grind, I was like 205 hours or something played, which was like way under yours and under Willard's and stuff. And now I'm at 310 hours that I've put into Street Fighter 6. I've put a lot of time in, and with that time has come reward, because I finally got myself into Master Rank. So my Ryu is finally there, and yeah, it was a good feeling. Although it worked very differently from how yours did. In terms of my one, I sat down and I'd been going back and forth, as you know, because you were watching me for quite a while, back and forth around about the same kind of skill points all the way. So like halfway through Diamond 5, fall back down to the start of Diamond 5 and kind of rinse repeat.
Yeah.
And then I just managed to sign on at like, you're always like, oh, you're signing on at like sweaty time. You know, when everyone's finishing work, it's going to be the time where the most dedicated are on. I managed to get on in the day on like a Thursday. And it turned out that I was just unstoppable. And I just smoked everyone. I think I went on I at least went on a 10-win streak and just fucking obliterated everyone. I got all the way to the top. I was about 100 points away. And then I got a master player and I fucking smoked his ass. And it just immediately, I was thinking to myself, right, I've got maybe 3 more games in me before I've got to come off. So hopefully I can do it. I'm not sure. The master player came in, beat him, and I just hit it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. It kind of took it away from me a little bit. I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to have that moment where it says like you're about to rank up or whatever. And it said that when the master player came in, but I thought, oh, I'm probably going to get smoked, and you know, it is what it is. And then for them to be shit, I was like, oh, a bit underwhelming, really. You know, I was thinking it might be like a proper step up. But what I have found, and I think it's the same for yourself, going into Master, it's all over the place. Some people I'm playing and they're fucking great.
Godlike,
they're really good. And I'm thinking, wow. And they're rated at like, you know, 1,100. But they're fucking shit hot good. Like really fundamental base, just really, really good Street Fighter. And then other people are like 1,500, 1,600, and they are as bad as some of the Diamond 3s. And I'm thinking, and they're only winning because of gimmicks, you know? Like they'll do a gimmick and then they'll quit after one game. And I think, oh, okay. And so I've managed to drop down to 1,290.
Oh, you've played a lot of Masters.
Yeah, I'm down to about 1,290 at the minute. and it's not going too well. But it's not going too well, I'm not going to lie. But it's one of those things, audience, that we adapt and we play. And the thing that I'm liking, and the reason why I haven't just put up Street Fighter 6 and just left it now, I've achieved my goal of master, is because they've now got these rewards for colors in master rank.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
so if you play, like, I think there's a sliding scale, and I think it's 100 points, I think it is, that you need to play for. I don't know how they work that out in the Master League. I'm not sure, but because I'm on about 70 at the moment, I think it's just from the amount of time you play, the amount of games. Maybe, I'm not sure. As soon as you get that, I'll unlock a cool purple color for you, and I'm like, well, that's keeping me in there, to be honest. And then the more you play, you get like titles and things like that. So it's a nice little carrot to keep you in, especially as we've only got like a couple of months. Well, it's felt like forever since we got a couple of months until Elena drops. And that's when the big kind of, it's going to be season 3 at that point. Huge balance changes. Kind of everything's going to be thrown into the wind. And everyone will be back. So I'm thinking I'm just going to keep my hand hot on the trigger so that I'm ready for when she drops, that I'm not coming in full of rust,
I get you.
And I'm really enjoying it. Really, really, really enjoying it. Are we going to see you come back to the Street Fighter way of living?
I don't know, man. I want to, but I'm not a gamer anymore, man. As horrible as it is, I'm just not. It's not who I am at the minute. So, I don't know. I'm preferring, whenever I come on and you're on Street Fighter, I'd rather watch you play than play myself.
Is that just because you get annoyed by the
I
gimmicks
do
and
get
shit?
fucking annoyed, mate. I get fuming. I hate that shit. So many people are so cheesy, man.
Yeah, they are.
Fucking, but I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to come back. I'd like to get better. If I watch a big tournament, I've got this issue where I'll be like, I could do that. And then I'll pick up the game and I'll lose all night. And that's what happens, and I drop it again. But if I stick to it, I'll learn it. Maybe. If you're sticking with it, maybe I'll come back.
Hope to see it, mate. Hope to see it. And who knows? Elena could be the one, man. I doubt it. But that healing mechanic that she's going to have is going to be ridiculous. Because for those that don't know in the audience, Elena in like Street Fighter 3 and in Street Fighter 4 in particular, she had healing that was just... In Street Fighter 4 is a problem. Like, it was actually busted. Made it one of the best characters in the game. So we'll see what they do here with this, right? We'll see. But yeah. I mean, fuck it. I'm in. The only thing that I don't like about this game at the moment is Mai. She is the sexiest character ever. Massive pair of bazonkas on her, and she is just whipping my ass like a little fuckboy. And I can't seem to beat even the shittest Mai. And it's a me problem. And everyone else is like, character's average. Average my fucking ass. Characters just shut down City and then just throw loops. So fucking annoying. But that's enough for Street Fighter 6, audience. Just know that, you'll find me online. If you want games, hit me up. And the only other thing I've been playing is RoboCop. So I'm getting really far into this now. I have been looking at the trophies as I've been ticking things off. And I think I've done all the annoying trophies, all the ones that are like, quote unquote, hard to do. There's one for like a shooting range where you got to score 250 points. First time I had to go on that, I was hitting 50s. And I was like, what the hell? Time and perseverance. Hit that 250. After that, it's clean sailing now. I can just...
Is that like the getting the S rank on the game that can't be mentioned? Oh, we can mention it,
yeah.
On RE4. On the things.
Kind of similar, but it's not even as hard as those.
Oh.
So it's literally just a case that like it goes in rounds, so like the targets move towards you, and you got to shoot them, and and then just each round they get progressively quicker and more targets, and so it's just a case of getting better.
Oh.
Yeah, which is fine. It was all right. It was definitely one of those mechanical things, and I think that's probably the only trophy that could stop anybody from getting this in this game. But the trophy rate, the trophy rarity is mega low on this. It's like on a 0.9 or something like that, 0.8. And so
that
far,
would be as well because it's been added to PS Plus as well, though.
That's true. That definitely would drive it down. But it's strange because it doesn't seem like a hard list. And I'm about halfway to 3/4 through the game now, I think. And yeah, I think I just got to finish it. So a couple more hours. By next show, I'll definitely have 100%ed it. Just in time as well for Clear Obscure 33, which I cannot fucking wait for, man. That's that JRPG looking game coming out of France. That one where it goes, it's like old school Final Fantasy combat, where it stops and time stops and it's turn based. It's that with those cool ass animations and different ways that you can kind of augment that. It just looks so clever, man. And that is taking priority over indie, which just came out yesterday as of the day of recording. So, dude, can't fucking wait. 23rd that comes out, and I got it in my Fantasy Critic. I'm hoping for the best.
Cool.
And so I got to get RoboCop done before then, because that's going to be my life then, all the way until Doom, anyway, which comes out in the middle of May.
Mate, you've missed it. There's still so many games you need to play. You haven't played Silent Hill 2 yet.
Nope, not yet. It's on my shelf, ready to go. But here I am playing RoboCop that I bought for like £8.
Class.
I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Survival horror. I'm just not in the mood for it.
That's fair. I haven't really been either.
It's wild. What I need is a good resi. That would
Yeah,
get
we need number 9.
We do. That would get my blood flowing. That'll probably put me back on the YouTube track, to be honest. Like, I feel like I have to cover it, and then I will, and I'll enjoy it, and then I'll probably play something else, and then be like, oh, that was just okay. And then it begins again, the downhill struggle, man. But that is it for what we've been playing. Quite light. Oh, and of course, audience, probably thinking, where the hell's Phil? I forgot to mention this. He's on his honeymoon. So he's in Japan. Sorry, he's been gone a week at this point of recording, and we've just been getting a barrage, I would say. Would you not say? Would you say that's a fair?
It's a good amount. I don't know. I keep that shit muted, but I've been getting a lot of stuff.
It's been cool. Don't get me wrong. It's great, right? And it's great to see him having fun and enjoying himself. But when you're working a 9 to 5, and you're coming out of work every day knackered and thinking, oh, I gotta go to the gym and I gotta watch my macros and all this shit, and you're just seeing somebody living their best life, eating really nice food, drinking, feeding deer he was the other day, like some fucking Dr. Doolittle looking ass. It's enough to just make you think, well, I know you're away now. Just fucking keep it for yourself. All right? Stop sharing how much fun you're having. I want to see you a bit miserable now. I want to see it rain in. I want to see him get mugged. Something like that.
Mugged?
Yeah, why not? Something to bring it down a little bit, because it's too gleeful at the moment. I know it's their honeymoon, but, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a honeymoon. It's, you and your wife.
Yeah.
Keep it there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Who needs to go on Instagram, right? But that's where he is, audience. So I hope he's having a lovely time, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. But with that, let's move it on to the quick news. Quick news. Hello and welcome to the quick news. It's your boy, the King. That was my Phil impression. Do you like that?
I thought you was here with us, mate.
And I'm taking you through the quick news today. The quick news is always our time to sit down and we play a little game. And the game has now, ever since the last quiz, been made law by the King. And this time, for these next 10 odd episodes, the rule is going to be truth and a lie. So in this case, Spence, we've got 2 news items each. For one of them, before you read it out, I want to know a little story, a little fact about you, whatever it is, and that could either be a truth or a lie. By the end of it, when you've done 2, in this case, after we've done our news items, we'll discuss, ask any questions about them, dig into them a little bit, and guess if it's a truth or a lie. How does that sound for yourself? Think it might be something for the audience to learn something about us, and also to see how good we can pull off a lie.
Sure. Okay. I get it, mate. I get it.
Nice and simple. So, with that, my truth or lie. My first ever fight I was in, I was jumped by 4 people and viciously beat the fuck out of me. Quick news. Chronos, the game that I was talking all about a few episodes back now, and it became on my solo episode that I did, has had a gameplay trailer. Now, this gameplay trailer is about 2.5 minutes, and it delves into some of the mechanics with the game, as well as its whole merging system, which seems to be the big thing that the enemies do on this game. Now, you remember from where I was talking about this previously, is that this game is done by Bloober Team, so the same team who did Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2 Remake recently, and it just looked like a bit of me from what I was seeing. It gave me very, very Dead Space vibes. And this gameplay trailer has not changed my mind. I think it looks fucking incredible. Have you had a chance to see this yet, Spence?
I have, mate. Yeah, literally 10 seconds ago.
Well, come on, mate. We got movie magic here, all right? We got the power of editing. The audience would have never known.
But they know about the editing, mate. It's a bit, come on, it's a little joke we have, me and the listeners, mate. They know.
Go on, then. So what are your thoughts about this game? Or do you want some more facts about it before I pass it over to you? Do you want some more juicy deets if you haven't been following this as closely as I have?
I haven't been following it at all.
Okay.
But I can at least speak top line on that. So when you said it reminds you of Dead Space and stuff, I see that. The enemy designs and that one shot specifically where he jumps from the thing and it flips upside down.
Yeah.
That was proper Dead Space. I was like, yeah. But yeah, it reminds me of Dead Space, reminds me of Returnal, reminds me of SH2 Remake, the way, like the fluidity of it and the way the animations are going. Looks like a bit of me, mate. Looks like a fucking bit of me. That looks sick. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really, really impressive. And for this to still be, they're ramping up on it now in terms of they had like the kind of initial sit-down talk that developers went through. And then from there, then to have this gameplay reveal, that we're going to get to Summer Game Fest, etc. and so on. And there's going to be more and more details that come from this. For those that don't know, and for yourself, Spence, this game's story is about it's set in 1980s and there's been a disaster, right? There's been something that's happened and you are like a time traveler who's going back into the past to grab key people and bring them back. The people who died in like this cataclysm or whatever, and bring them back into the kind of modern day. So to kind of like save them and bring them out of their time into like a future. And that's the kind of story that's going to be going on here, is about this person who's traveling. So that's why he says traveler in the trailer, back into the past to find them. So I imagine that person that we see in the trailer is like an older version of your main character who's been stuck in the past for a while. I imagine something like that. So I think it's going to be really, really trippy. And what the developers said in their initial reveal of this game is that all the enemies, they wanted to make sure that it wasn't like aliens and stuff like that. They wanted to make sure that everything could be made from organic matter. And now it's a reason why they said that is because it's this merging mechanic. So I surmised when I did my solo episode that the game looks like a case that fire is going to be really important. And what I'm guessing, I still don't know this for sure, but what I'm guessing from this, and this trailer only cemented it further into my own brain, and I'll be a bit disappointed actually now if I'm just way off on this, is that fire seems to be the way to stop them from merging, I reckon. Like if you were to burn a corpse, like they had explosive barrels around that set things on fire, the guy had fire ammunition, he's got a fire like stomp to stop things coming at you. I imagine it's going to be something where that is their way, that when you kill them, they cannot merge. Like you can burn the remains and they'll disappear. Like in the game that Can't Be Mentioned 1, where you carry around gasoline and matches, right, to dispose them so they don't come back as Crimson Heads. I imagine it's the same kind of mechanic. And that idea for me gets my dick hard, because it makes me feel like, what if you don't have, like, you may have the ammo to put them down, but what if you don't have your fire rounds? Or what if you need to find more fire ammunition to be able to put this off? And you like get chased by somebody and you've put down 5 guys in that room behind you. And you're like, shit, I can't let it get back there. Because if it does, it's going to merge into some fucking colossal beast that I do not have the resources for. And I think like that just gets me quite excited about it. But I don't know if I'm overthinking it and it's going to be a lot more simple than that. What are your kind of initial thoughts from watching that trailer?
I think it's going to be way more simple than that, man. I think you just love the game that Can't Be Mentioned 1. I think you just love it. I think it's just going to be a case. It probably takes about 5 seconds for them to merge. And as soon as they start, you'll get like a notification be like, enemies merging. You'll have to turn and just shoot it off the one that it's trying to merge with. And that'll be it.
Oh, that would suck.
I think that's what most games would do.
Yeah. Well, so you're thinking that the fire is just an upgrade, and like maybe puts them down quicker rather than being like a key kind of gameplay mechanic?
It'd be nice if it was a way so they can't merge. You can burn the bodies and they fade away. That'd be nice. But I don't think it will be the main mechanic for it. I think it'll be like something extra, maybe. I think the main one's just going to be shoot them off of them or kill it before the merge finishes or something. But that merged monster at the end, fuck me, mate. If they can merge multiple times, that's going to be fucking...
It's mad though, isn't it? It's like fighting the Rat King.
Yeah.
But all the time, you know? Like, if they're able to do that, like, some little grunt could turn into an absolute monster if you let them kind of merge. And I can just imagine that thing where you got, like, quite a load of numbers coming at you, and as you're putting them down, you're just trying to constantly scan from where they're coming from to where you left a body. You know, she's like, please, just don't fucking merge, you know, and like just trying to stop it before you end up having like some super monster boss coming your way.
I can imagine, you've already likened it to like Last of Us Rat King. I can imagine kind of like, you know, the stalkers in Last of Us?
Yeah,
kind of just hide. I can imagine enemies that hide and won't attack you for the sole purpose they merge. And they just try to sneak around you and secretly get a little merge going on. And then there's a boss running at you from behind. You're like, oh, fuck. I think that'd be sick.
It's a cool idea, isn't it? I think. I don't think I've seen a thing where the enemies will kind of power up from other ones kind of being downed in that way and like kind of absorbing them. Nothing's springing to mind anyway, if it has been done, especially in a survival horror sense.
Yeah, I can't. No, I don't think I think of anything either.
Yeah, so even though it's like, on the face of it, the game, as you said, very reminiscent of mega Returnal vibes.
Oh yeah, the art direction. It was like, there was the one shot of the pillow with the little red circle on it at the start. I was like, that is ripped straight from Returnal. How Smart gave them that asset.
yeah, they basically did. And that and like Callisto and Dead Space gave you all those kind of vibes. There's something in this mechanic that could make it really, really good if Blue were able to pull it off. And I mean, like, you know, before Silent Hill 2 Remake, I probably would be a little bit tepid in terms of thinking, well, it's Bloober, they don't have the best track record, you know, all that kind of thing. But they're riding a high after Silent Hill 2 Remake. And all you got to hope, I suppose, is that the more we see for Chronos, that it continues to excite and kind of capture my imagination. And even if it doesn't turn out to be as intricate as I hope it is, hopefully the gameplay is enough that it kind of...
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It looks like it will be that case. It looks like even if it's not what you want it to be, it'll be good enough for it to be great anyway.
Here's hoping, man. But answer to your question, Maloon, earlier, that we completely, on purpose, thought we'd take the piss with, that is another one to watch. That even though we're seeing stuff for, I can't wait for a date on that. Cannot wait. I wonder if everyone's being a bit coy with dates because of GTA.
Oh, 100%.
Do you reckon that's what it is?
That game looked... We saw so much gameplay in that little trailer then. I think Chronos is probably almost done.
Yeah.
But everyone's shitting themselves, man.
Yeah. It's the same with Judas, man. Like, I wonder when we're going to get that date. And it just feels like whenever GTA decides to announce that it's coming out, because it could do it the day before it comes out, no one's going to give a fuck, right? Whenever they announce it, I can't wait to see how that rocks everyone that does have a set date, you know? Like, everyone would be like, oh, fuck, it's the same day as GTA. Can you imagine that, dude? You're like, yes, can't wait for this. Like, if I was Rockstar, if I wanted to be a complete dick, I'd probably just go the same date as the Switch 2 launch.
Oh,
can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's just like, oh, wonder what sold more units. Switch 2 on its like console debut, or GTA 6.
You already know what the answer's going to be, man.
Yeah. There'd be no reason for them to do it, but for them to be like, let's do this on hard mode.
Nah, they do it, and it's also on every platform except the Switch.
Yeah. Oh.
So sick. That'd be class, man.
Be wild. It would just be Rockstar just being like, yeah, let's try and make this as hard as we possibly can and see how well it launches, right? There'd be no benefit to them doing that. But fuck
Just
it.
show off their fucking massive balls, innit?
Yeah.
I reckon they've got I reckon they're getting emails in every day from different developers being like, bro, what's the date, man? Please. We need to know. And they're just like, delete.
Do you reckon the people who work at Rockstar, because now they've been watertight, right? Like, you know, apart from that like build that came out like, you know, 2 years ago or whatever, that wasn't complete by any means. That like kind of pre-alpha footage that came out. Apart from that, there's been nothing leaking from them at all. Do you reckon they got one of those Men in Black pens? You know, like that as soon as the staff walk out, they're like, poof, like buzz them with that so they can't remember anything? Because it must be the amount of offers that people must be getting to be able to leak this stuff must be insane. And
but more than the money they're making at Rockstar.
That's true. And there's probably something about, like, if anything was to leak, they may forego, like, a bonus on the back end from the game's sales or something, you know? Like, it could be something as severe as that to stop leaks. It's got to be something. Because if there was nothing, stuff would be leaking. Like, Ubisoft, they might as well just be putting press releases out all the time. Because shit
they
leaks
love leaking
constantly.
Shit, man. They love it.
Like, every Assassin's Creed since the dawn of time has leaked. Like, months before. Like, the COD leaks for this year are just beginning now. They're saying it's like, it's another Black Ops entry this year, apparently, which would be interesting. So it's just like all these other big companies can't seem to keep a lid on it at all, whereas Rockstar are just fucking shut down. Same with Naughty Dog. Really, Naughty Dog are pretty good at keeping it stum.
They are until about 2 days before.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 days before everything gets. Do you remember the Last of Us Part 1 trailer was leaked like an hour before it was announced? And it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How'd that even happen?
That's got to be somebody at YouTube done it. Just like
100%.
Somebody just fucking it over. Man, I can't wait for that though. I can't wait for whenever GTA is, and it's that anticipation that everyone knows it's coming out this year, or everyone assumes it's coming out this year. And everyone in the industry is fucking worried about it.
Everyone, man.
Everyone. And they're just like, oh, yeah, we'll just chill. We'll just do it when it's good for us, you know? Nobody else can do this, man, and have that kind of sway on an entire, like...
The closest is Call of Duty, but
and even
it's not close.
Never that big, is it? Like,
Nah.
It makes an impact for those that release. But at least with them, you know, it's such an annualized franchise that you can gauge an idea. Whereas this is like, you know, how far back do they have to go? When was when was GTA 5 out? Like 2013?
I think it was 2013, yeah. It might even be earlier than that. GTA 5 initial release date. Yes, 17th of September 2013. So it's been 12 years. 12 years. And it's still top of the charts.
Wild.
What's that about, man?
Wild. I think no matter what game it is, right? Like, I think the only game that I'd buy over it this year on its like launch or whatever, probably gonna be Metal Gear Delta, maybe. Like, there's gonna be some hardcore fans out there that'll be like, yeah, we'll get Metal Gear Delta. But I think like any other, you know, I can't wait for Doom this year. If it's Doom or GTA, I'm going to GTA. Like,
yeah.
Doom's not going to, like, blow my tits off. It's going to be great, but I can't imagine it's going to be, like, a seminal gaming experience. I'll look back at the end of this generation and be like, wow, I was there. Whereas GTA, you'd be like, fucking hell. How did they fit this on a fucking disc? You know?
Well, they don't, and mate, nothing fits on a disc anymore, bro.
Well, that's true. That's true.
If GTA 6 would be like, oh, mate, the file size is going to be massive.
Be ridiculous. Yeah.
That's annoying. And it's going to cost 100 odd quid.
Yeah. It might not. I mean, if
really
I was
be
them,
surprised.
I'd charge.
If I was them, I'd be selling it 120 quid a copy, mate.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
And it'd be fine. It wouldn't even hurt it.
No.
Wouldn't
not
hurt it
at all.
No. Just fucking ridiculous. Thank God we don't run these companies, mate. Because we'd be proper money grabbers.
I'd have 120 quid for the standard edition, 600 quid for collector's edition, and it comes with one of those patches.
And that's it. Nothing
That's
else.
It, bruv. Maybe a poster. Maybe a poster. And guess what? It'll fucking sell out, bro.
It would as well.
Ridiculous.
A poster and a patch for 600 quid.
Yeah, it's a poster of GTA 5 as well. Be fucking fuming.
Just says cheers for the money on the back.
yeah. It's safe, mate. That's what it says.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from the Chronos. But I'm glad that you're vibing along with me, and this is one to certainly keep an eye on, audience. So bring me on to your truth or a lie, Spence.
Okay. So I placed a bet on the Masters for Rory McIlroy,
Okay.
and I won £325.
Oh.
Quick news. So, lads and listeners, once again, as always, I am bringing you the monthly games, this time the PS Plus game catalogue games for April. And they are as follows. We have Hogwarts Legacy for the PS4 and PS5. Blueprints for the PS5, which is apparently amazing. Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 2 for the PS5. EA Sports PGA Tour Road to the Masters, PS5. Battlefield 1, PS4, that could be fun. Play It Up, PS4, PS5. And on the premium side of things, we have Alone in the Dark 2, and War of the Monsters, both for PS4 and PS5. Davey, mate, obviously I'm going to come over to you because there's no one else to fucking bring it to.
No.
How do you feel about this month, mate? What do you think?
I think it's a good month. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy to me is the standout here in terms of the one that's going to get proper mass market appeal. Am I going to play it? No. Only because I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan. I mean, like, I've been to Harry Potter World down in Watford a couple of times. I've watched the movies. I've read 4 of the books, and it's good, right? But I'm not in the mood for a massive RPG that isn't clear obscure. So I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother with that. Blueprints. Lewis, Potato Chief, has been raving about this, saying this is game of the year so far. That it's absolutely phenomenal. That's really, really good. Willard on the other side of it, saying he couldn't get into it. Now, I've never really sat down and played a puzzle game before in my life. I don't think I ever really have.
You did Marquette, no?
Oh, yeah. I guess that's a puzzle game, isn't it? Yeah.
Of course it was a puzzle game. It was a puzzle game.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I take that back. I played one, right? And it was fun. I got the platty for it. Blueprints. I don't know. I don't know. There's something's kind of holding me back from it, and I feel like as if I'm going to feel like an idiot playing it.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's kind of putting me off a little bit, even though from all accounts it's immense, like absolutely fucking immense. I think I'm going to have to try it at some point. I think it's one that I'm going to play on the portal while I'm around Karen's, and I'll dig in and give it a go. The only thing that puts me off is that Lewis says it's like a solid play. And I'm thinking, I don't know, kind of got the craving for a platinum. I'm having a platinum for a while now at this point.
I feel that, bro.
Are you doing the... Oh, yeah, he's bringing it to us. I need to get a jingle for this.
Of course, mate. Fuck me. Okay, so all I can see at the minute is it's a 0.02.
Oh, wow.
Other than that, I can't see a guide.
Fuck. Hard.
Yeah, there's no guide for it, mate.
Wow.
No freaking, you just gotta hope for the best.
Fucking hell. Have you got any interest in playing this? I know obviously we're kind of going off and I should talk about the rest of the games, but while we're on the subject of Blueprints, have you got any interest in playing this? Especially with the praise it's had. I
think I do. I like puzzle games. Like, I adored Marquette. I really loved it. I wouldn't shut up about it, I think, for like a week when it came out. I'm keen for it. Obviously, Lewis been raving about it. I did see, I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw like a podcast of 2 guys saying they think it's game of the year as well. And I was like, bro, GTA's this year. Have a fucking joke.
Yeah.
But, I mean, apparently it's fucking brilliant. For a puzzle game, it's fucking brilliant. That's crazy.
Mm.
I'm definitely going to try it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the art style or there's just a presentation of it that puts me off, but something makes me not want to play it.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's definitely that trepidation where I'm going to go in and feel like a fucking idiot. And, you know, I don't know if I want that right now. I might do. What if I get in and I'm fucking cracked? I doubt
I
it.
think, mate. I think if anyone's going to be cracked, it's going to be people like us, people like survival horrors, like aficionados. And I love a puzzle game and stuff as well. I mean, Lewis is playing it and he loves it, mate.
Yeah. I suppose that should give some faith. But I mean, like, I've stuck on some of those Silent Hill 1 puzzles for hours, you know? And they're logic-based. If this is logic-based puzzles, bro, it's going to be like my fucking
Oh,
nemesis.
I'd love it. Oh.
There's only one way to find out in there. Maybe, do you know what? I'll give this an hour before the next podcast. I'll give it an hour. I definitely will. And,
I'll do the same thing. We'll have a little blueprints corner where we discuss it.
All right, deal. So going back to it, in terms of the rest of the list, Lost on Records Bloom and Rage Tape 2. Now, I've already said that first tape did not hit, but I'm too far in now to turn back. So I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to see it through. I just fucking hope it's better than the first tape, man. I really hope it is. I'm going to have to see it through. So that's a win, I guess, in terms of games for me. And then finally, the last one is War of the Monsters on the Premium Collection. Fuck me, man. That game slaps, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's just a fighting game. But like, you know, you're ripping up the city and like picking up skyscrapers and beating the fuck out of them with someone being like a kind of Godzilla ripoff, someone being a Mothra ripoff, and someone being King Kong. And it's fun. It's just really, really dumb fun. And so that's certainly one to get on the download, and maybe me and Karen will have a little blast of that. And of course, when you're next over, we'll dust it off.
It's got a platinum, mate.
Oh yeah.
It literally says at the end, this classic PlayStation 2 classic from 2003 looks stunning in HD and features full trophy support, including an all-important platinum.
Ooh. Do you want to do the honors?
Doing it as you speak, mate. Hang on. 2 out of 10, 4 hours.
Perfect.
But I don't know if that is the same as this newly released one. They did like a PS4 release.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to that one. But what about yourself, mate? What games are really tickling your fancy?
Okay, let me have a peruse, mate. So, Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not that fast. I've proper gone off Harry Potter over the years. I used to love it. I love the film. I've read 4 of the books, same as you.
Oh.
And I thought Goblet of Fire was just a naff fucking book. So shit. Like in the film, that whole scene of him catching the egg is it's like a great scene. He gets stuck on the roof. In the book, it's like he dodges left and grabs the egg. That's it. It's like 2 fucking lines. I was like, fuck this. This is shit. I stopped reading it after that. I got 3.5 books in.
Wow.
Pissed me off. So Hogwarts Legacy. And I rewatched the last few films recently, and I just thought, these aren't good.
They're all right.
I was like, fucking hell. People were obsessed with this.
It's mad, isn't it?
I was like, there's so much better content out there. Jesus Christ. But that is what it is. We were all kids once. Blueprints, we talked about. Yeah, I'll give it a go. We'll see how that goes. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 2. I got an hour into Tape 1, and I thought, this is fucking shit. So I am probably not going to touch either of them. Can't be fucked. Maybe if I got nothing else to play, but I've got everything to play.
Don't nod, man. Fucking a rare miss.
Don't make games, man. That's what it should be.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully they pull it back and it's a gem.
You'll have to let me know, mate, because I'll sludge through Tape 1 if Tape 2 is really good.
Yeah.
But
well, let's pray.
Yeah. Then we got PGA Road to the Masters. You'd think I'd be on this, but my mates played it. Seems shit. And I'm a bit off of the PGA games at the minute because I'm just grinding out 2K23 and it's boring as fuck. So probably give that a miss. Maybe give it an hour, same as Blueprints. See how it goes. Battlefield 1 I think would be really fun. I've missed Battlefield. I've missed Battlefield a lot over the years, actually.
Did you never play Battlefield 1?
I don't think so.
Dude, that's up there with one of the best. It's amazing, that game. I got the platinum for Battlefield 1, and I had fucking stupid hours in that game. Stupid hours. It's fucking incredible. So good. Dude, I mean, if you wanted to, we had 2042, the newest Battlefield, for free. Not long ago, and apparently it's totally fixed from its launch. So if we're playing one, I mean, I've played Battlefield 1 to death. Got the platty, amazing story on it. Really, really good story, actually. The multiplayer is sick. So good, man. It's like there's like fighting on top of blimps and shit. It's on Zeppelin, sorry. It's fucking awesome. Battlefield 1 bangs. If you want to download it again, I'm up for it. I'll hopefully have all my classes and everything. I'm fucking in. Me and the boys used to play that all the time back in my youth. I'm so down for it if you want to. But selfishly, I'd probably be more keen to try it 2042 because I haven't played it.
That's fair. Well, fuck Battlefield 1 then, mate. We'll play the new one.
All right.
Fine. Plate Up. I've seen a lot of gameplay for Plate Up. It's basically just start a restaurant. And it's like Overcooked, except with like 4 of you.
Oh,
and,
right.
well, you can do that in Overcooked as well, but you have to like make sure you clean the tables fast enough so another group of people can get down. You have to make sure the queue outside doesn't get too long. Like if it's raining, everyone outside gets miserable faster. You need to keep everyone happy. It's a lot of work, but it looks really fun, and I think it'd be a great Thursday night game.
Okay.
In terms of what I'm going to play on this list, I think I think it's actually a really, really good list, but I don't want to really play any of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's none of them are for me, I don't think. Blueprints I'll give a go, but the rest I can't really be fucked. I'm surprised you're not more keen on Alone in the Dark 2.
Do you know, I've only ever played... Alone in the Dark's one of those things where, when I was a kid, I played one of the Alone in the Darks. I think it's Alone in the Dark 3 I played, which I think was called like A New Nightmare. I could be wrong on that. But I remember that, and it was fine. It just wasn't ever the game that can't be mentioned. So I was like, why would I play this? You know, kind of like the same way that I was with Silent Hill, where I liked Silent Hill, but it was never the same as a game can't be mentioned to me. Like, it was just, it never hit the same. So I'm not interested. Like, I've got the Alone in the Dark remake, and I got about 4 hours into that, and I was like, this is not very good. I think actually that might be the game that killed my survival horror craze. You know, I think it is actually. Because I was thinking about covering it for my channel, and I was playing it, and I was just trudging through it, and I was like, why am I fucking doing this to myself? Like, I just come off Crow Country, which I fucking adored, and then to go straight down to Alone in the Dark, and I thought, fuck this. Like, I'm not in the mood, I'm not enjoying this. So, yeah, Alone in the Dark's kind of leaves a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth at the minute. I'm not interested.
To be fair, though, I've heard Alone in the Dark 2 is dog shit. It's terrible, and it's not fun. However, I saw an article either this morning or last night that said, if you want to have a shit time on a horrible game, but get the easiest platinum of your life, Alone in the Dark 2 is out. It's got a 14.7. Oh, like a 0.4 it's on, but apparently it's a piss easy fucking platinum. So it's up to you if you want to sludge through it. I don't know how long it is.
It won't be long because it'd be old as hell. I imagine it's gonna be a 4 hour playthrough. But
it is 5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, there's better things I could do with my time. To be fair, mate.
Fair enough, bro.
There's better things in there. You know, like we've got some shit platinums over the years that've been easy, right? Like Peppa Pig, but that was an hour. You know.
Yeah.
5 hours. 5 hours of a shit survival horror when I'm trying to get my feet back under the table for survival horror, it ain't gonna do me any favors in the long run. So I got a hard pass on that one, I think.
That's fair. Maybe if you ever review it, you'll get the plot. Who knows? But yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But that is pretty much it for this monthly game catalog update. Listeners, let us know if any of these games seem good for you. Let us know which ones you'll be playing and which ones you think are shit. I'd love to hear it. So, Davey, over to you for your next bit of quick news.
All right. Well, the next up is my truth or lie.
Oh, yeah, of
so,
course.
Keeping it to the fighting analogy here. I once got thrown out of a bar where somebody started on me and the bouncer threw me out.
Wow. And not the other guy.
Not the other guy, who started in front of the bouncer. Quick news. Elder Scrolls Oblivion. For those that don't know, this game released what feels like in time immemorial. It released donks ago, right? a long, long time. Don't know if you want to give me a fact check for when this came out, Spence. Can I have a guess? I'm getting good at these guessing dates thing at the moment, even though this doesn't really convey to the big quiz whenever we do guessing dates. It never seems to work in my favor. I reckon this game came out in 2007.
Do you have a month?
Oh, fuck, have I got it? 4 months always makes it harder. Let's go September.
Oh, do you have a day?
Shut up.
Do you have a day?
14th.
Oh, the 20th of March 2006, mate. Unlucky, man.
Oh, fucking months off. Such a dick, bro. Fuck's sake. Fuck. As we said, this game came out a long time ago. So why are we bringing it up now? Well, it turns out there's a rumor which is becoming more and more truthful as time goes on. This rumor's been going on for a little while. And at first I was like, yeah, we'll wait and see. Well, now the rumor train has gone up to a whole other level. It's gone into the station of actually, yes, this is real. Because there's been remastered images and extra details which have leaked for this. So apparently, according to Jeff Grubb, which I will add it onto the Jeff Grubb tracker, apparently it's releasing before the end of the month.
Oh, wow.
Which is wild, right? Absolutely wild. Now, they're saying that the improvements to this is that it's had blocking inspired by Souls-like games. Sneak icons are now highlighted. The stamina system has been completely modified. HUD has been completely reworked. Hit reactions have been added, and archery has been completely overhauled. Now, the list of screenshots from this are really fucking impressive, I feel, in terms of like changing, especially there's one which is side-by-side of 2006. I should have really looked at these screenshots, shouldn't I, before I made a guess on the date.
Oh, yeah, so true.
The screenshots have the 2006 and 2025, and it just looks so much better. It's insane. Like the 2006 version with the woman at the top is just nuts. And the lighting and the different... the lighting always makes the biggest impact in terms of a game and how it looks. But like the water physics and everything, the way the light's like kind of reflecting off the surface of the water, just looks absolutely insane. I got to admit something. I've never played Oblivion. The only Elder Scrolls game I've ever played is Skyrim, which I played to death. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And Oblivion, I remember coming out on the PS3, and I remember there was like a Game of the Year edition for Oblivion that I walked past about like 20 times and never picked up. And I never know why I didn't pick it up, because I always fancied it, but just never did buy it. And so this has got me interested. I mean, like, really, really interested. It feels like one of those games that's kind of like in a gaming black hole, you know, like that I've never played, that I feel like everyone else has played and experienced. I never have. So I feel like I do want to check this out. I'm mega interested by this. How does this Oblivion Remastered hit you, Spence?
Well, I feel like I can't believe it's taken this long, for one. But I don't know, man. I've played Oblivion for maybe like 2 or 3 hours.
All right, okay.
Because my friend Lumberjock, you remember from Smash?
I do.
He loves Oblivion, or at least loved it back then. And he always raved about it, so I ended up playing it. I think I got it for free on Steam or something, or at least got it for really cheap. But I just fucking hate Elder Scrolls, man. And it's because of Skyrim. Just every time I'd play it, my save would fucking corrupt. So I just have to restart and restart and restart. And I did that like 7 times. And you just can't be fucked to speak to the Jarls for that many times, bro. And to make that walk up the mountain to get freaking Foos. You can't be arsed, man. So long. On PC, thankfully, you can just hit a button, type no clip, and you can fly straight there. But that's what I did last time, and I still got bored. So fuck it off. It looks stunning. Graphically looks really impressive. Other than, you know, the shot you said of the woman side by side?
Yeah.
Graphically, she looks better. But appearance-wise, they've made her way fucking uglier.
Do you think?
Yeah, mate. They've made her shorter. She's showing a bit less skin. You know, they've given her like these massive horns and made her uglier on the face. She looks like a Baldur's Gate character.
Oh, dude, you're saying you wouldn't hit that? I would.
I mean, yeah, I still would, but I'd rather hit the other one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The other one's a bit more stick-like, whereas the other one is like she got some meat on those bones, you know? And I'm about that. I'm about those curves, bro. She looks hot. She looks like she'd fucking ruin your day as well.
Yeah.
You know? Like you
Wouldn't
come
be able to
out
think
of that.
about nothing else.
No, nothing else. Or that you come out of that riddled with something.
Yeah.
You know?
Either
Like-
way, you're limping out of there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you ain't not all of you that went in's gonna come back. You know? She'll take something.
Or you're going to come out with a bit extra.
yeah, potentially.
It's
Either
one or
way.
the other.
Either way. You know, I'd still go for it. I'd still go for
you
it.
and me both, my friend.
I don't know what the lore is with this creature, this woman, this thing, but I wouldn't need to know or care. I think I'd want to make my goal, if I do play this, is to find whatever this thing is, and just to maybe put all my stats into charisma, and try and bang it. I don't know if that's even possible. This could be like the main antagonist for all I know of Oblivion.
I don't think it is possible in Oblivion.
I've no idea.
I think you can get married to people,
There you go.
but I
She
don't
just-
know if you can bed them.
She doesn't really look like marriage material, though, does she?
No, she looks skanking, mate.
I can't imagine bringing her home to my mum and being like,
No.
oh, look at this tree woman.
Tell you what, I couldn't bring her home to my mum, but I could bring her home to my dad.
Oh, yeah. That'd be yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, go on, son. Yeah.
Give that pixie one for me, will you, lad?
That's my boy.
I knew he
Leave
wasn't
the door
gay.
cracked.
Oh, man.
I
The
got you
door
there.
cracked is wild. He's just watching. Peeping Tom, mate.
Straight that. It's better than him having a cup to the door, isn't it? Come on. Let him
Oh, yeah.
listen.
Yeah, let him watch.
Let him watch.
Sit
Tag in, Dad. I'm finished. She's done me in.
She's
Tag in,
all-
bro.
It's all yours. She's
All
all yours,
yours,
Dad.
That's crazy. Mate, but I don't know how to segue off from that, but I think it looks great, but it's not for me. Can't fucking stand Elder Scrolls. But the issue is, like, I'm looking at it, it looks really fucking good, and I kind of am interested in it.
Mm.
But I know I'd play it for about 2 hours and be like, fucking hell. It's the same as The Witcher. I felt like when you said it's a cultural hit that everyone's played except
Yeah.
you. The Witcher was that for me, and I played The Witcher and I thought, fuck me, this game blows.
Mm.
These kind of games just aren't for me. So
That's fair. But over to yourself, Spence, for your last piece of news. And, of course, your last truthful lie.
my last truth or lie as well. Okay, so I've already got this open. You're going on like a nights out kind of thing, so I'll follow suit, I think. Once in Swansea, I'll get specific. Once in Swansea, there's a club on the right side of the street, can't remember what it's called. Went in there, boffed on the dance floor. And the bouncer came up to me, said, wait here. Waited there, literally good boy waited, kicked me out, and then walked up to the bouncers on the door, said, if I give you a £5, can I go back in? And I went straight back in. Quick news. We've got a bit of Nintendo Switch 2 news, and this news, thank God, is kind of against Nintendo. Apparently Nintendo has done an Xbox One, and let me explain what that means. So the Nintendo president has basically made a statement about people complaining about the price of the Switch 2, and this is what he said. We recognize there are some people that may not be able to afford the Switch 2's price point. That's why we wanted to make the other Switch platforms available. He's basically saying if you can't afford a Switch 2, buy a Switch 1. I understand people are up in arms about this. I think this is actually class, but I'd love to know what you think, mate. What do you think of this statement?
Mate, this is fucking dumb. Like, such a fucking dumb thing to say. Don Matrick, right? It's just wild. It's one of those things that just live with you forever, no matter how many years go by, that people still always kind of remember this. Where Don Matrick was being interviewed, and they're like, and at the time, the Xbox One, after its reveal, was an online-only console. So you couldn't play it offline. Had to always be connected. And and they were like, so what do people do if they don't have internet? You know, like if they're working in an army base or they're in a nuclear submarine or something like that. He's like, well, for those people, we thought about that, and that's why there's the Xbox 360. And it's just like, It's just, whenever there seems to be like a kind of disaster console launch, there's always something like this. Like, the PS3 is another prime example, where the PS3, the price was revealed, it was sky high, and they were so hot on themselves after the PS2 selling like 150 odd million units. They're like, if you want one, you'll get a second job. And it's like, excuse me? Like, what the fuck, man? To that kind of like overconfidence to be like, yeah, this is just what it is. And this seems to be like a continual messaging from Nintendo now for pretty much anything. When it comes to game prices, they're like, we think our games are worth this, so that's why we're charging it. And it's like, okay, all right, fair enough. And, you know, like, what the fuck do you say to that? It's like,
yeah,
okay,
we've had that conversation before, to be fair, and we've kind of agreed with them.
Yeah, and I'm not too far off, but I think like there's ways they go through media training. Right? Like, we don't. We just say what's on our fucking mind, and we don't have anyone to sell a product to, right? So we can just say it like how we feel. And, you know, that may be people may think we're full of shit, or that we're coming at it from a completely wrong angle, or whatever it is. But for us, there's no downside regardless to however we feel, because we're not trying to push a product or sell something. When you're trying to sell a new console's launch, you should be saying things the right way. So even if you're like, yes, you know, we do understand that it's expensive, but because it's a revolution compared to what we've done before, where it's 4K and it's, you know, 120 FPS and all this stuff, they could come out and massage that message a little bit more. They're being like, yeah, it's expensive, but, you know, there's Switch 1 there if you want it. It's just fucking wild to me. To, like, come out and just be, like, so blunt with it is just mental. And to be like, oh, yeah, the cost of games and the accessories is really expensive, but essentially, yeah, we know you'll pay it.
Yeah, but to be fair, right, they're right.
Yeah, they are right.
They're so right. It's like can be. The reason I think this is class and why I'm not upset about it at all is because, yeah, it's right, and people will still lap up the Switch 2. In a week, people will forget about the statement anyway. And they'll be like, oh my god, Mario Kart Tour has added freaking Direct. Who fucking cares? People lap this shit up. It doesn't matter what they say because it's going to sell gangbusters. Majority of their player base are freaking 6 to 14 who aren't on Twitter. So what does it matter?
Do you really think it's going to have no impact whatsoever with a statement like that?
Nah, none. Not for
Really?
Nintendo. Not for Nintendo, mate. No, their player base is kids. Every parent doesn't see this and buys them a Switch.
I tell you what, that's mad though, innit? If like they're the one gaming company that can get away with it. If you think like PlayStation got hit hard in the PS3 because of a similar statement, Xbox One just got completely fucked over because of, well, there was a myriad of issues, but that statement being one of them. And Nintendo coming out, and there's been a lot of disdain for the things that they've come out with it being the cost of the games or the accessories or, you know, whatever it is, right? And now this, you'd think that would be like a perfect storm to be like, fuck, this is going to be a bad launch. But I kind of agree with you. I don't think this is going to really have too much impact on them whatsoever.
It's their player base, man. Their player base aren't people who read everything the company has to say online. The people complaining about this are Xbox and PlayStation gamers who have a Switch. Or don't even have a Switch. Who just like a bit of controversy. No Nintendo fans are really going to care because they're going to be like, oh, new Mario game's sick. They don't care, man.
Yeah.
They lap that shit up. So it's not going to affect it literally at all, I don't think. And the price isn't that bad for the console itself, I don't think.
I agree with you. I don't think it's that bad either.
Like, the game price is fucking outrageous. Especially with physical being more expensive, which, to be fair, it always should have been. But they're actually doing it. Bullshit. But the console, it's fine, man. Fucking fine. Who cares?
It's madness, isn't it? It's a madness. I can't wait, though, to see what it looks like after the launch of the console. Obviously, there's bigger issues they've got to play with at the moment in terms of like the American pricing because of the tariffs with China. So 245% tariffs just been announced for specific goods coming out of China. And of course, America have been all over the place with their tariff structures because Apple put a load of pressure on the government. And so they were like, well, yeah, Apple's fine. They don't have to worry about it. And so they're doing that for cherry picking certain things and certain products, which is interesting to say the least. Wonder what kind of back end deals are going on there and what kind of money's changing hands, but is what it is. It'd be interesting to see, like, if Nintendo can stick to their standard MSRP that they announced for $459 or whatever it was. They can stick to that and keep it to that. I wonder how that first month sales are going to be for the console. Because I agree with you. I think that they're going to be absolutely fine. I don't think they're going to...
Launch price?
I think so. Isn't it $459 USD?
$449.99. The Switch 2 will be $395 in pounds. 395 quid, which... yeah, it's a bit expensive, but I mean... The Switch 2 was like 300 quid, or the Switch 1 even was 300 quid on launch.
Yeah. I mean, it's an extra 100 quid or an extra $150, which is a lot, right? And I think it's going to have an impact because and I think the biggest impact they're going to have is what we were saying the last time we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, in that I feel that people will be reluctant to have multiples in their house. Whereas I can imagine, like, if someone's got 2 kids, each kid would have their own Switch. Right? It just is what it is. It's not too much of an ask. For Christmas, each one gets a Switch. Good to go. Whereas now, that extra 150 quid on it, it is a lot more to be like, from 600 quid to being like 700 to 800 pounds. It's a lot,
I think if you're smart, though, I actually think it's the opposite effect. Because now, if you've got multiple in the house, you can now share games between Switches on the Switch 2. And the games are freaking, if they're those prices for each release, you're saving money in the long run.
I guess so. I guess. It'd be interesting, right? I really can't wait for the launch of this thing now to see how it shakes out in that first couple of months, to see if it has had an impact or not. Because if it hasn't, then that will be a real testament to that they're just like a juggernaut, But Nintendo always seem to have this weird roller coaster they're on with their consoles, where... Like, if you think SNES, super popular, sold loads, N64 tanked, GameCube didn't do very well, the Wii fucking spiked, mega huge, Wii U down, Switch mega up. Can the Switch 2 maintain that? Or is it going to be another trough, Or are they going to keep riding the peak?
It's going to, mate, there's no way it goes down because they've stopped making DSs.
Yeah, you'd think so. I imagine they do well in their home native market, especially as they got like a really interesting thing in the Japanese market where they've got a region locked version of the console for Japan. So you can buy 2 different versions of the console over there. You can either buy one that the rest of the world have, where it's open. You can play games from anywhere. It's all languages, etc. and so on. Or they got one which is region specific to Japan, and for that it's cheaper than the other SKUs. So it's like 100 quid cheaper, I think, to make up for the difference in the yen. So there's like quite a big difference. It's to do with the exchange rate it is. That's what they're saying. And otherwise it works out to be a little bit more with the exchange rate than like the 459 USD. Works out a little bit more for that unlocked one, whereas you can get the other one, which works out about like 300 and 350 odd pounds, something like that, for the region lock specific Japan only release. So it's an interesting thing they're doing, and I do want to know. It's the first time really with a console's launch that I'm proper locked in to see how it does, because I think there's just lessons that everyone will be able to take from this in terms of how much they can push and kind of still be fine.
Yeah, it's so annoying, man.
It's annoying, yeah. I kind of want them to fuck the bed. I kind of do. Just to
I've
be
wanted
like...
them to for years. I hate Nintendo, man.
No, I love Nintendo, dude. But like, I want them to fuck the bed just so that other game companies don't get the wrong idea about like what people will accept and what they won't. Like the Pro's very expensive, the PS5 Pro, but it's an additional, it's like a very niche product by design. Like I haven't got one, you haven't got one, Phil's got one. So if you were to say, 1 in 3 PlayStation owners have one, which they don't, it's going to be way less than that. They're going to have
like
a Pro.
1 in 50.
Yeah, and they knew that going in, so they're like, right, well, it would be extra spenny, but it's just for those people that want to have that like top level kind of best in-house experience. I think like if we were going into the PS6 and we were looking at 700 quid for a console, it'd be a fucking bitter pill to swallow that, and I can't imagine they'd get away with it, right?
I wouldn't buy one. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I would for 700 quid. I think I'd wait, you know, and really, you know, what kind of experience are you going to be missing out on, especially in the launch couple of years? Nothing really. So I kind of want Nintendo to take a bit of a fall here so that Sony in particular don't start thinking like, well, if they can do it, you know?
I don't think they will though anyway, because it's Nintendo, man. Nintendo's bulletproof. I don't know why. It's because their market's kids. That's why they're bulletproof. All their marketing is towards kids who just don't give a shit, man. They're not up to date with common trends and what's going on social media. They just think, oh, Mario, Sonic, oh, sick. That's it, man.
I guess, dude, but I mean, like, the Wii U sold, like, 14 million units or whatever. Like, 20 million? Like, fucking died. Like,
but that was only because people had a Wii.
Yeah, but people have a Switch.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, man. Like, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be... We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if they are completely bulletproof or not. And this would be the thing. If they shrug it off and they're able to, you know, get by with no problem whatsoever, then yeah, just call him fucking Superman at that point, you know? Like, nothing's stopping him. But I don't know. And it's that big unknown which kind of gets me going. But audience, what do you think about this? Do you feel that the Nintendo Switch 2, even with this kind of nonsense that's being said, do you think it's going to have any impact whatsoever, or do you think they are sailing straight up onto that sea of money that they've been riding ever since the Switch 1 was released? Let us know. Write into email pswetrust@gmail.com or hit us up on any of the socials, which are all linked in the description of the show. But with that brings our quick news to a close, so it's time for us to discuss these lies and truth. Spence, I'm going to come across to you first, right? So you've given two, I've written these down so that I didn't forget. So you had, your two were bet on the Masters and won £325, or bribed the bouncer. Okay. So, this bet that you put on, how much was it that you put down? What was your stake?
It was a £5 bet.
£5 bet?
Yep. Only for the first round of the Masters. Well, not even for the whole thing.
Okay. All right. And what did you do with the money?
I have nothing with the money, mate. I can't go spending that. That's my life savings now, mate.
Okay. And this bribed the bouncer to get back in. Tell me about the club. Was it busy? Was it quiet night?
Oh, it was fucking Ramo. I think it was Prism, but I might be wrong. I don't know. It was a club in Swansea on Wine Street. I think it's a Prism.
Okay.
But it was a big, massive dance floor. I remember there was a little corner bar bit that I boffed in. And it was very busy, to be fair. It was Ramo. But it was like also the end of the night. So I think they just were like, yeah, get a fiver. Because you're not going to be in there long anyway.
I reckon the truth here is the bribe the bouncer. I reckon that's the truth. Here. But you can save that until you ask me mine if you like. And we kind of go from there. Mine, if you need a reminder, are jumped by 4 people and beat up in my first ever fight.
And then you got started on and the bouncer kicked you out.
Yes.
Immediately when I heard those, I had an idea of which one was probably right. Do you know why the bloke started on you in the second one?
The second one, yeah, I was dancing on his missus. And she was keen for it, and she was dancing on me. And I didn't know that she was his missus at all. I didn't know they were related because she was into it. She was like, you know, bending over and stuff, getting low. She was all about it. And I was at my heaviest at the time, so I was pretty jacked up. So I was about stone on where I am now, and so I was pretty big, and yeah, and this guy was about 5'5" at a push, and yeah.
I bet he wasn't, mate. You always exaggerate. You always like, you're like 5'4", and you to me. So I reckon he was like 5'11".
No way, he was noticeably shorter than me.
So am
I'm
I,
not a
bro.
tall
And you
guy,
always think I'm like 5'3".
But yeah.
Well, to be fair, I'm immediately just going to go, that one's the truth, because I could see that happening. I could see it on a night out, because there's been many ladies who have taken a fancy, mate.
Well, I'll let you know. You are completely bang on.
Yeah.
That is the truth. And it was annoying at the time, mate, because what happened is I was sitting there, I didn't know, I was fucking wrecked. Like, I was completely fucked. It was about 1 a.m. in Chepstow. And he came over and he smacked my drink out my hand and squared up. And I was like, he was like, you keep dancing on my girl. And I'm like, I didn't know it was your girl. And the bouncer, and I was like, look, I didn't know it was your fucking girl. What's your fucking problem? She's fucking keen for it. And then the bouncer came over and just grabs me and he goes, you out. And I was like, well, I didn't start this. Like, you saw the whole thing. And I'm outside and I'm like, why the hell are you kicking me out? I did nothing wrong. And he's like, you fucking kill that guy. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking fight him. Just let me in. And all my mates were inside and they weren't answering their phone because it was just busy in there and raving. So I had to just stay outside for like an hour until the end of the night for them to come out because nowhere else was open or letting people in. So it just fucking ruined my night.
That is peak, man.
It sucked, dude. Fucking sucked. And it's not my fault. Like, she didn't have to come over and dance on me, did she?
She did have to, mate. She saw you. Of course she had to.
Fucking grim, bro. Grim.
Was the other story completely fictitious?
No, it was pretty close. It was 3 people that started on me, not 4. So and I did get the fuck beaten out of me. And that one was where there was, and that was a proper jump in, to be fair. That was I've proper jumped. So my girlfriend at the time, my first ever girlfriend, we were going to, like, she had a shop that was around the corner from where she lived. So we were walking over there, and there was some girl that she had beef with or whatever, and they were arguing. And there was 3 lads and me there, and these girls were like, were getting into it, and they started to have a fight, right? And one of the lads looked like he was going to get involved, and I went up and I was like, look, let's just leave him have it, and he just sucker punched me. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I like kind of reeled from it and started fighting him, and then his 2 mates jumped in.
Yeah.
And then I just got fucking beat to fuck. I was just on the floor just getting fucking stomped and shit. Like black eye, like completely fucked. Didn't break anything though. Like didn't break my nose or anything like that, but like cuts and bruises everywhere. And my girlfriend, who was in the fight to begin with, walked away absolutely fine from her fight. And yeah. Yeah, it's fucking savage that was. I was fucked for like, yeah, a good week or so. Just fucking bruises everywhere. Savage, mate.
Did you proper like turtle? Did you?
Oh, mate, yeah, it had to, dude. It was just feet coming everywhere.
Yeah.
It was like, you could see how people get killed in that scenario because there's nothing you could do. Like, it's not like I'd always think like, whenever I'm coming up with these stories about like fighting animals or whatever, like, I've realized that when there's like multiple things,
you're fucked.
You're just fucked. Yeah, there's just nothing. It's not like in fucking Daredevil where he's like fighting 10 people and like throwing them all around a room. It's just numbers, bro. There's nothing you can do. Like you can't dodge everything. You can't like take every hit. So you just fucking go, and it's just game over. You can't get back up when they're stamping on you. So you're like, fuck. Every reflex, like just fucking cover up and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Just nothing you could do about it. Savage, bro.
Fuck me, man.
Grim. So how did I get on with yours, bro?
Well, the truth was I bribed the bouncer to get back in.
Oh, let's go.
So you're right with that, mate. Basically, it was just some random club in Swansea. I got booted out, and I'm pretty sure it was the end of the night. So the 2 bouncers on the door weren't the bouncer that kicked me out. It was a different set of bouncers. And I just didn't see the guy that kicked me out again. So I just got straight back in, saw Jaman, and he went, "How are you in here?" And I was just like, I paid him a £5, mate, and that was it then. Enjoyed the rest of my night.
That's class.
But it was because, like you said, no one was answering their phone, so you had to wait for him. No one was answering my phone to leave. So I thought, fuck, what can I do? So I tried it, and it worked.
Fair dues, mate.
Yeah.
Baller. Well, that means we both got a point, so we're both doing well. Tell you who didn't get a point, Mr. Philip Hoy. So it is another shot in the dark for young Master Philip. Unfortunately, he just didn't show up, did he?
No, you can't, mate. You can't. You should have teleconferenced in.
He should have. He had every opportunity to, and he's preferring to share photos to Instagram.
Yeah, Wi-Fi slaps in Japan as well. He'd have better connection than us.
Exactly. No excuse. No excuse. And so for that, we shall move it on to our topic.
Stop! Topic time!
And here we are with the topic, and today's topic is an absolute juicer. It is Marathon. So Marathon has been eagerly anticipated, eagerly awaited for many a year. It feels like we've been waiting for this for forever. And we finally have had a major drop of news for this. So the main things to get out of the way straight away is that Marathon launches September 23rd on PS5, Steam, and Xbox Series. And there's been full gameplay revealed. So there's been a brand new trailer, which has gone up to about 5 minutes in length. And it runs through what the game is, all the way through into showcasing, I believe, 3 of the 6 classes that are going to be here. But just some kind of top-level thoughts, some top-level kind of facts for this game. That it will be a premium product, meaning it's not free to play. Now, the things that are coming out from this is that it's not going to be a full-price game, from what we understand, but we don't have an actual hard and fast price right now at the time of recording. But I'm anticipating it's going to be around about the same price as Concord was on launch, so around about £30 to £35 here in the UK. Potential top bracket 40, I would say. But again, it will be a premium product, not free to play. That it is currently on launch 3 maps with 6 runner classes at launch, with more to follow post-launch. As it starts, it will have a full rank play, endgame challenges, seasonal storytelling, and secrets to discover with community events that Bungie do really, really well. You can expect to have full kind of website support for this on their own launcher, and all that kind of clan stuff that people love. Now, in terms of the runner types, there is Locust, which was shown, which is the soldier class, for pushing forward and has a shield. Void is the stealth class, and can use smoke grenades as well as going fully invisible. And Blackbird is a reconnaissance based, so finding players' positioning and more. Now, the whole point of this game is it's an extraction shooter. So the objective is you get in, get as much loot as you can, and get out alive. If you die, your gear is up for grabs from the players that go in. And it is a 3-player crew PvP PvE game. So there's enemies around as well as other rival teams. And it's how well you do in those scuffles and those choosing when to take fights, and etc. and so on, which are going to lead to victory or not. Now, Spence, you've just watched the gameplay trailer because you hadn't seen it before. I don't know much about extraction shooters. I don't think I've played one outside of when COD has its own extraction modes that you can do. Apart from that, I don't think I've ever played one. What's your experience with extraction shooters, and what is your kind of thoughts after watching that trailer?
I don't have too much experience myself. The only one I've really played quite a bit is Escape from Tarkov, which is like the hardest of hardcore extraction shooters. That shit's difficult as hell. And it's very much, you're not going to make it back, really. It's the chance of you making it back is nuts. And if you're terrified to go out with all your big gear, but you have to have big gear to be able to make it back unless you play like a bitch. This looks like a much more fun version of Tarkov. Not that Tarkov isn't fun, but it's more suspenseful, and that's where you get your pleasure from.
Right.
This seems just a lot more fun, play with your mates. And it seems to work fundamentally the same way, except in Tarkov, there's like no revives. So for that, it's a lot more hardcore.
Wow.
Tarkov's nuts. Like, it's mental. It's so Russian, and you can tell. It's sick, though. It's really good. But Marathon, from what I'm seeing from that gameplay overview trailer, it just looks like a more fun version of it with, lighter color palettes, little funnier designs. I don't think I like the art style very much.
All right, okay.
I don't know why. But from what I was expecting Marathon to be, because I had no excitement for it whatsoever, honestly, I couldn't be fucked for it. When they first showed that little trailer, I thought, fuck, it's going to be shit. And everyone was gassing it up, and that pissed me off because I thought, you've seen fucking nothing. Everyone was like, Marathon's going to be great. Why? Why is it going to be great? You've seen 20 seconds of a cutscene, and you think, oh, this game's fucking, Bungie done it again. Fuck off. People are fucking idiots. But now we've seen gameplay, and honestly, it looks pretty good. I think it looks really good. I agree with you. 35, 40 quid upper price, I'd imagine. If it's more than 50, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
But it looks fun, and it looks good, and it looks like a lot of effort and work has actually been put into it. I'm keen.
Oh, wow. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought you were going to hate this. I'm not sure why.
I don't know. I think it's just, I think I normally would, but we don't have anything similar to it at the minute that we're playing.
That's fair. To me, it was like the respawn system reminded me a bit of Apex. It's not the same
It
as
looked a lot like Apex, yeah.
but it kind of gave me those kind of Apexy vibes on this. And one thing I've always enjoyed with Bungie games is their shooting. Like, I played Destiny 1 for quite a while, and Destiny 2 I didn't play an awful lot of, to be honest. Like, I think we played a couple of missions for it, I think, when we got it on PS Plus a while ago, a long time ago. We're talking years ago.
Oh, yeah, we might have. Jesus.
And we played a bit, but not an awful lot. But one thing that they've always done very well ever since Halo is first-person shooting, right? Like, they get that. So I have no doubt on the trailer when it was saying, like, best in class first-person shooter. Like, normally for any studio, you'd be like, well, tone it down a bit, you ain't COD. But these guys actually have the chops to be able to say that. And I can rest assured that I'm sure that that's going to be absolutely fine. The things that I found really interesting in this, especially being new to extraction shooters, is that I wonder if it's going to grab me, like that not taking your best stuff out with you. I wonder if that's going to grab me or not. Because that's the hook, isn't it? Of course, to get better and better loot, and then it's to have enough loot that if you do lose, it's not the end of the world, right? But then I wonder how that moment-to-moment thing is going to work for me, and how much pressure, like you were saying with Tarkov, like that kind of suspense that could put onto it in terms of like, we need to win this, guys. I can't lose this gun, or I can't lose this.
There is that, but it's also like, so because you're a team, it'll be like, because you die with your busted gun, your mate can pick it up and take it out for you. And then in your next run, drop it for you, and you've got it back, which is brilliant.
Oh, that's cool.
Tarkov has a system where you either play as your guy with your gear, and you can choose how much gear, or you can go as like a scout. And the scout kind of has like random loot to go in with you. And whatever you take out, you get to keep for your main guy.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I don't think this will have something similar, but I think it's going to have a baseline amount of stuff that you'll get to take in with you that you probably just need to play well. I feel like I would never take my busted stuff in with me. Why would you? If you're better than them, what does it matter?
I guess I'd want to, though. Like, you know what it's like? It's like when you play an Apex and you find that gold gun.
Yeah.
And there's that feeling where you're like, well, I should just win this. Like, unless I fuck it, I should win. Like every game of Apex we win, generally, it's where a couple of us have managed to get some fucking cracked ass loot.
Yeah.
And then you just start fucking destroying teams, right? You just start fucking laying people to waste. And then we end up getting a dub. And you think, yeah, let's go. And then the next game, then you drop in, you don't have anything, and you lose it. But if I had that gold gun to start with, you bet your ass I'd go in with that gold gun. Like, you bet your ass. But then it's, how much does that sting that first time I'd still lose with that gold gun, and then it's gone forever,
Yeah, it's also, Apex kind of is built around get your loot up to scratch so you can win the final fight. That is kind of the core concept of Apex. Whereas very much in the gameplay overview for Marathon, they were saying it doesn't matter what gun you have, the better player will win.
Yeah.
So I feel like, fuck it, I'm going in with a pistol, bro. Fuck it. Let my faction give me a new loadout. There we are. Win some fights, leave. Sound?
And I mean, looking at the classes that they showed off there, obviously with three of them, which one? I mean, first off, how do you feel about that kind of that class synergy that they've got in terms of that you can have three people all running the same hero, the same kind of class? Do any of them stand out for you, and what do you feel about their kind of unique abilities?
It depends on if there's fall damage. If one of them stands out for me.
Okay.
Because that one that pushed a guy off the roof, if there's fall damage, busted. And if that gives you the kill, busted. Great. That's really good. But people just wouldn't go to high ground, even though that's the best place to be. So who knows? But I think that class seems good. The invisible class This trailer was like the first time I've seen invisibility in a game, and it actually looks kind of good. Because whenever in any video game you ever play, if someone's invisible, you can kind of see them.
Yeah.
Other than like some single player games or like the ghosts sometimes in Dark Souls, it's like, yeah, sometimes it's foggy, you can't see them. But typically in multiplayer games, like in what was that stupid game that the COD killer?
Which one? There's been several COD killers in
Oh,
there.
the EA one, the one that had like Splinter Cell characters and
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. The oh fuck me. The multiplayer shooter one.
I can't remember what it's called, but you know
I
what I'm on about.
I know exactly what you mean. The one where you could play as like Splinter Cell people or people from
Watch Dogs, or there was Assassin's Creed ones for some reason.
that's it. I know exactly the one you mean.
Siege, yeah. So the Splinter Cell character in that could go invisible, they were so fucking visible. And in this, it seems like they're actually quite invisible. However, footprints and puddles in the water were still visible. I think that's good. I quite like that, and I think the invisible class might be a bit broken. Because if you can get
Wow.
on someone's flank, or if you can just kill someone, dip out with invisibility, brilliant, and then rejoin the fight in a minute, class.
Well, do you know what, that surprised me that you've gone for that? Because I thought the one you'd go for would be that one that they said like glitch or whatever, the person that's like got the movement. I thought that would be a bit of you, you know? Like thinking about like your time with Itzy and like your movement around the map and stuff. I thought that might be a bit of you.
I've thought the same thing at first as well, but Itzy, she was fast, but her main thing was teleporting, and I could teleport behind people. So I would engage them. But if I knew someone was coming, I'd throw the orb behind them, start the engagement, so they turn to look at me, and then when they turn, I'd be behind them. That's how I'd make. I smoked with Itzy, bro. That was my gyal. I never lost gunfights. Fuck, great KD, but I can't. That's not in this game. Sure, I could run around them real quick, but it's not really the same effect, is it? Whereas if I could dip out, go invisible, and sneak around them, it's more similar.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think for me, it's the main kind of soldier guy with the shield.
Of course it is.
That's
I knew
me.
it would be.
That's a bit of me. And it reminds me of Newcastle, my boy.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And one little detail I picked up from the trailer that I really enjoyed actually is, and we'll come on to the art style in a minute because I know you mentioned that it didn't vibe with you, is there was a moment where it was where they showed the shield kind of being used, and there was somebody pushed into the right into the room, and the shield guy was running up to be able to support. And as they got in, they closed the barrier, which meant there was only one way in that somebody could come in. And I thought, oh, that's nice. That's a nice little bit of level design where you could be like, right, well, let's fucking lock this place down, kind of thing, you know? And I thought that was really, really interesting. And I thought, okay, it means these maps aren't just going to be like kind of static. There's going to be quite a bit that's going on here. And those, where it says about like, each game marathon will never be the same. It's like, well, fucking duh. Like, no multiplayer game's ever exactly the same. Like, you can say that for anything. Even like a standard TDM match of COD. They're never the same, but is there much variance? Probably not, right? Like,
mine the same, mate. I don't know.
oh yeah, all right. Sure. Well, for the majority of the rest of us mortals, that certainly isn't the case. But I really liked that. I really liked it. It did show that there was a little bit of variance that can happen even in just that one little tiny location, let alone, put that across an entire large map. I think
with fucking weather effects and with all this shit going on.
Yeah. And speaking of weather, this is the thing for me. Like, I was kind of on the same line as you, where I was thinking, I don't know if I really like this kind of simplistic almost art style. I don't know if I'm vibing with it. As soon as I saw that rain and the way that the map looked, where it was dark and with the rain, I was like, oh, okay, that looks pretty. Like, that's the first time I looked at it and thought, wow, that looks good, I think. But I think I was right there with you in terms of, I don't know if the art style's an immediate win for me going into this.
It's a bit like, it's like childish art style, like the bullets being square and stuff. It's like, I think when I'm not close to anything, it looks great. When I'm looking at stuff that's far away, it looks beautiful. And I think a lot of the graphics and just the coloring of the world and the lighting of the world does look stunning. But when you look close and you see how cartoonish they look, that's when I don't like it, I think. So when on that shot when the person fell off the roof and they were turning around to shoot up, and they were just getting peppered as they fell down. I thought, yeah, that looks great. But the close-ups of the characters, I'm like, these characters are fucking ugly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's something weird about it, and I think for me, it's that thing of, and I think it's a bit of a cop out for me to say this, but in terms of my anticipation going in for this, I'm not sold like immediately. I'm not like, it's not like the first time I saw Apex, I was like, I'm playing this straight away. Like, I can't wait to give this a go. But with any first-person shooter outside of Call of Duty, there's always that thing of, I'm never going to be like, it's 100% for me until I play it.
Yeah.
Because it's the same with a fighting game. There's certain, I suppose actually it probably transitions to the majority of games. Outside of third-person action games, I think any other genre, you could say it depends on how it plays, will determine whether or not I'm going to be into this. Like a fighting game, you can have a fighting game which looks amazing, but you try it doesn't vibe with you, and you think, no, fuck this, right? Like Tekken's always been like that. For newer Tekkens, for me, ever since Tekken 4, I've always been like, well, it takes a certain amount to be able to even find your feet with this, and I don't know if I want to have that. I want to have that like immediate feel of something and feel it's good, and that's definitely the case with a shooting game. Like when I first played Mag, I was like, fuck.
Mag.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I don't know about this. Like,
I love when you randomly bring up Mag. It's like every 20 episodes, you'll be like, oh, Mag.
It's normally Phil that brings it up, and he brings it up in a positive light. I don't know what the fuck he's remembering about it. It wasn't that good. I remember me and Big Dog, we were so excited to sit down and play Mag after playing like months of nothing but Resistance 2 and Killzone, and then booting up and be like, oh, fuck. Like, what the hell? Just felt cheap, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, it's going to be whenever it goes to an open beta, because what's happened with this game is that you can sign up now for the alpha. Important thing to know that it doesn't tell you until you go all the way through all the steps. You have to go through the Discord. You join the Discord. You then enter in you went to like /alpha or something. Follow this bot. Set up your Bungie account. I'd have to log back into mine from Destiny days, and then from there you fill out a survey. Fill out this whole survey. Takes ages. Takes like about 5 minutes, and then you get to the end of it, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's only open to people in America.
Oh, never.
So they collect all my details and shit, and I can't even play the alpha.
Well, did you not use? We made American accounts when we did.
Oh, I fucking forgot about that when we did Resistance, didn't we?
Yeah, you could have just used your American email and just signed into that account.
Oh, I fucking forgot about that.
And it says if it's a free-to-play beta, you wouldn't need online. You can still play online.
Well, there may be hope yet, listener. Because I went through all that, couldn't do it, and I was like, well, fuck this then, never mind. And so I was thinking to myself, well, I'm going to wait till the beta. So whenever they do like an open beta, if it's September, the game's coming out, September 23rd or whatever it is. Yeah, September 23rd. If it's then, you'd anticipate a beta, open beta will probably begin in September, August, I imagine. And it wouldn't be like, they wouldn't change much, but it would just be a way to drum up a bit of hype, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's when it's going to be the make or break. Play it for that weekend and be like, yes, it hits. I love this. Can't wait to buy this, or not. Same with Concord. We played that beta and we're like, fuck yeah, this is class. We're all getting on this. So I think it's gonna be one of those things for me. But what about yourself, Spence? Where are you kind of coming down on this?
I think I'm definitely not buying it without trying it. No, not a world. I mean, that's just my ideology with games at the minute. Unless, like you said, it's that like third person big Sony release that you're gonna love, or it's just a game like a franchise you adore or something. If it's something new like this, or technically it's not new, but it's new, something new like this, I don't know how it's gonna play. Yeah, I'll try it. I think I might sign up to that alpha with my US account. I think I might give it a go, see if it works, because I know my email, I've got it on my thing. Be fine. And then the only issue is if they do a weekend where it's just play whenever you want, which is what I think they do. As long as they don't do a FromSoft where it's like you get these slots.
Yeah,
because it'd be on American times as well.
Yeah, be diabolical.
Dog shit. But as it's looking, from that gameplay reveal, I think it's a pickup, mate. I think this game looks good, but we'll find out when we play.
Wow, you've really blown my mind on this. I honestly,
It's good, man.
I thought you'd be hating it, and I can surmise from our fantasy game critic that Mr. Philip Hoy is liking the look of this because he's added it to his fantasy game critic.
Oh, he was one of the people who fucking saw the cinematic a year ago and went, "Oh, it looks great." Fucking hell, him and Lewis. I was like, "What the fuck are you on about?"
Yeah. Well, there is that, but he's added it in, so I imagine that he'll be up for it. Lewis, hopefully, I mean, if it's premium, this is gonna be the thing for him. Is that, you know, what's he gonna do? I mean, I imagine he'd go for on the PlayStation because, you know, Xbox, you have to buy it anyway, so he might as well pay for it.
Maybe he's been saying
right?
he's going to sell his PlayStation, which he's not, but he's been saying he is.
Yeah,
who knows? He's going to get it on PlayStation because we're on PlayStation, 100%.
Well, that'd be cool. And, you know, if we can get this, the thing is that if we can get a number of us, then we can have revolving crews, can't we? You know, like if it's you, me, say Lewis, Phil, Joe, whatever, then we got options, don't we? You know, to be able, and of course, Maloon, if you're interested, or any of the listeners, if you're interested in joining us, then let us know. But for me, well, for both of us, then we're both in agreement. We need to get our hands on this before it's a definite.
100%, 100% agree.
Well, I can't wait to see more. I mean, is there anything else that you want to talk about with this, my dude?
Well, I'd like to know more about the loadouts, but we don't really know.
Okay.
So it's not really too much more we can say. I want to see the guns. But all we saw a shotgun, which looked cool. We saw an LMG, which I was like, that's a bit of Davey.
Yeah, 100%.
Saw a few SMGs. And I think we saw an assault rifle when the guy was falling off the roof. And we saw the sniper rifle at the start. I need to see. I want to know how many bullets. I want to know the TTK. I want to know the time to kill.
Time to kill looked high.
It looked high, but in a game like this, I'll be fine. And when there's 3 of you lamping on
You want
someone,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah, you do. Look, there's nothing worse. I suppose going back to the analogy, and for you know the 10 people who played this game, you get what we're on about. It's like with Concord, isn't it? You know, 1v1 fight. It seems to can take a hot minute, but if you got a couple of people nailing into someone, like you got an Amari or something, and you got like 4 people laying on them, they're just gone, right? So I imagine it's going to be like that, and that's what a high TTK kind of goes alongside. Certainly looked that way from where that guy, as you were saying about that person, got pushed off the roof. There was quite a clip that went into him before he went down. So
yeah,
I imagine that it's going to be quite high on the high side. The things I want to know, mate, obviously the loadouts as we're staying on this, they looked generic to me.
Mega.
Which is a bit surprising, you know? Like, I would have thought being in like this futuristic world that maybe they might be able to go out there, and maybe they just haven't shown those things yet. But it seems pretty safe. Pistols, shotguns, sniper rifles, like single bolt action rifles, LMGs. You know, where's a fucking cool ass gun like the Needler from Halo, or you know, like some of these awesome guns they've done in the past that are on like Destiny, Gallahorn, and things like that. Like, where are these kind of fucking these spicy nuggets?
See, that's the thing. It's an extraction shooter. I think that'll be stuff you find whilst you're out, and you have to keep.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That's the whole point of the game. You know, I feel like that it has to be. They can't show it unless they show it right before launch and be like, "This is the gun this season that's the best loot" or something.
That'd be cool. And that'd be like the hunt for that. You're like, fuck it, everyone's laying to waste with us with these fucking bust.
Someone finds it and you're like, we gotta kill him. I want that gun. It'd be sick. You'd be hunting him down. Yeah, it'd be sick, man.
That'd be cool, man. That would be cool. The only other thing I was going to mention is, for me, the one thing I didn't see in this trailer, and maybe I just didn't notice it, is Bungie always are really good with jumping, right? Like, this sounds weird to me.
I don't like the jumping.
You don't, do you? What, you don't like Halo jumps?
So fucking floaty, man. I like being able to move fast. In COD, I can like jump around a corner and I get out the way. If I jump in Halo, I'm dead.
Yeah, but it's not for that.
That's what I want it for, though.
No, yeah, it's not for that, though. But, like, there's awesome, like, things on like with Halo, with like you gain momentum and then you like crouch jump and just like fucking float up and just nail somebody from above, like falling over them and stuff. And Destiny's very much obviously it's on, it's on different planets and gravity's kind of all over the place, but for the most part you've got like a good floaty jump, and I quite like that instead of it being like quite heavy or like in cold where it's basically useless, right? Other than jumping around a corner, is kind of just irrelevant. I kind of want that floatiness. Like I kind of miss that from a shooter.
I hate it, man.
Not a fan, no.
I can't stand unless there's like tech with it, like like in Returnal, you get your massive leap or something. If there's tech with it where I could like use an ability during it, I don't know, man. It's just not for me. It's just not for me, the floaty jumps. Unless it's
Fair.
like what I would like is you're floaty on land, depending on like your terrain. Or like in the water, obviously you can't jump very high out of water. So maybe you get like a normal jump in water. If you're in a bit of minging mud and it's poor weather conditions, you can't jump as high because your feet are getting stuck in the mud. If it like matters, that's cool. I
That'd be
like
good.
that.
Like context sensitive.
Yeah, that'd be quite sick. But if it's not and it's just floaty no matter what, nah.
No, I get you. Interesting to see though, man. And yeah, I suppose this is the good thing about having a gameplay reveal like this, where it hasn't turned us off.
Yeah, it turned me on.
Yeah, and I think that's really successful. For it to be able to do that. The discourse online's all over the place with this. There's people that are putting in considerable amounts of hate on this for what seems like no reason, and it will just be interesting now to see if this actually comes to have any impact on the game or not. It's harder to tell with Twitter these days if there is actually a consensus around an opinion or not, because hate is just so pushed up on the algorithm these days compared to what it used to be. So we'll wait and see, but I am looking forward to seeing more, and you can bet your ass that we're going to get even more details on this at the next State of Play, probably at the Summer Game Show, kind of all those different things. That this is now just the marketing machine's going to be going buck wild with this. So we'll wait and see. And it's good that Bungie is staying true to their promise, and that even though they were bought by Sony, that this is getting simultaneous release across Xbox as well, which is what was always anticipated and hoped for. So I'm glad those players will be able to go and actually buy a game for once. So that'd be that'd be a nice little change. But audience, that is going to wrap up our discussion on Marathon, and I want to know your opinions on this. Are you hyped? Are you on the Marathon trail, or are you saying, no, I'm not about marathons, I'm more about those quick sprints, and I don't know where I can go with this running analogy. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Just let me know what you think about it. Write into email pswetrust@gmail.com, or hit us up on any of the socials. All are in the description of the show. That has been episode 112. Audience, if you've enjoyed it, a couple of ways to let us know. First thing you can do is go on to your podcast service of choice and put a rating on. We are looking at 5 stars. We are staying strong on a 5-star across both Apple and Spotify, so thank you ever so much. If you do listen to the show and you watch along on YouTube, then hi. Remember to put a like on the video, subscribe, and for any of the questions you ask, put them in the comments. Generally, Phil keeps in charge of the comments, but with him being on holiday, I am in there. And so you'll generally get nicer interactions compared to the reactions that Phil gives, where he generally shuts people right down. So it would be a nice place to have a discourse. So if you want to do that, then of course, take advantage of it. And that is it. It's been a miraculous time with yourself, Spence. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, as have I, mate. As have I. I don't know about miraculous, but it's been very fun. Very fun.
Okay, a little bit more tame. Well, I've been Davey.
I've been Spence.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, so every time it's weird, man.
Yeah, it feels a little bit wrong. Take care of yourself, audience. Have a good one. Catch you in 2 weeks.
Peace.
In PS We Trust is hosted by Davey, Phil, and Spencer. You can write into the show via our email, pswetrust@gmail.com. Our Twitter is @InPSWeTrust. To find each of us online, follow our Twitters, @SSJDavey, @PhilipHoy, @SpenPie_. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. See ya.